Hey there. Are you burnt out, overwhelmed, and over 40? If that's you, it's not your fault. Most programs out there just aren't going to be built for this stage of your life. But I have good news. There is a smarter way, and all it takes is one simple shift. I'm Coach Tonio, proud girl dad with Muay Thai roots and creator of the Fit 40 method. Now, I built this system because I've lived the same frustration. I've chased extreme diets, I've chased starvation diets, and I still wasn't getting the results that I was desperately looking for. I needed something sustainable, something built for real life over 40. Now I help men get lean, strong, and dangerously consistent while still showing up at home and in life. Now in this video, I'm going to break down EMOM workouts, or every minute on the minute workouts, and why they work especially well for men over 40, and how I evolved them into my own system called OTM-X, which is going to have you training smarter, recovering faster, and getting the results you're finally looking for without burning out. Okay, so if you've been out there, you know that most fitness plans out there aren't built with you in mind. They're built for people that have all the time in the world, no responsibilities. If you can remember back to when you were 25 years old and you could work out, twice a day, it didn't matter what time of the day, you had all this time to kind of work out and fit workouts into your life. Well, I know that I don't have that life anymore, and you probably don't have that life anymore, because we're all here. We're all juggling career, family, real life responsibilities, and that style of training becomes a recipe for burnout. You're just going to get burnt out when you try and squeeze your workouts in and try and fit 4 or 5 workouts in during the week because you think that's what it takes. So I'm here to tell you that you don't need more workouts. You need a better system that actually works with your life and your body at this stage. Okay, so let's start talking about the EMOM. So if you're not used to some of these terms, EMOM might sound a little strange, a little peculiar, but all that stands for is every minute on the minute. And what that actually means for your training is you'll start a movement at the top of each minute, you'll finish your reps, do your reps, and you use the rest of that minute to rest and recover. So for example, let's say you have 10 kettlebell swings as your first movement. So you're going to do those 10 kettlebell swings, and let's say it takes you about 25 seconds to do them. Then you're going to have 35 seconds for the rest of that minute to rest and recover. So as you can see, the clock is going to keep you moving, but also there's built-in recovery. So that's the key for all of us over 40 is we don't want to be fatigued. We want to start every exercise with good form and not be so tired that we're losing our form. And we don't want to be going to these workouts in a way that is so intense and we don't have any rest, that we're going to be crushed and our body's going to be wrecked afterwards, because fatigue crushes consistency. So if we're going through workouts and we're having sore joints, sore backs, we are crushing and wrecking our body, it's going to take us multiple days to recover. And we want to be able to bounce back fairly quickly so we can continue our training and get multiple sessions in during the week so we can maximize our time, thus maximizing our results. So that's the main key here. And that's one of the main keys of training smart over the age of 40. Okay, so let me break down why EMOMs work so well as we get older. So the first thing is that EMOMs have built-in recovery. So as I mentioned, when you finish your reps, as long as you're not taking way too long to do these reps, you're going to have at least 30 seconds of built-in recovery for every exercise within that EMOM circuit. So you're going to have built-in recovery, which is key for all of us over 40 trying to get our training in a very smart way. There's a time-efficient structure already built into your workouts. So you don't have to worry about, okay, I'm going to do my bench press, I'm going to wander around the gym for a little bit, and I'm going to do another set of bench press, I'm going to wander around the gym for a little bit. This clock is going to keep you going, it's going to keep you consistent, and it's also going to keep you on task as you go through your circuits, as you go through your workouts. So your clock is going to be used as your in-house trainer, and that's going to get you going through the workouts in the time allotted and at a certain tempo. So you're going to be using the time and the clock to move you through the workouts, which I think is a great way to keep your rest and your work consistent at the same tempo throughout. And it's also going to get you through your workout. So you don't have too much time sitting around. You'll be at a nice pace and you'll be going through that through the entire workout, which makes the workout fun, makes you build up a sweat, and it helps you get that work in, and you have something pushing you throughout that workout. EMOMs are also easy to scale, whether you're scaling up or you're scaling down, depending on where you are in your fitness journey and how fit you are. If you're a beginner, or if you're an intermediate, or if you're like an elite level pro, anybody can do EMOM workouts and benefit from these EMOM workouts. They're easily scalable up or down. So you can add more exercises. You can scale up by adding more time, adding more reps. You can do all these things even without adding any more weight. But then when you get really good at a workout and get that dialed in and you're getting stronger, you can start adding weight on top of that variable as well. So you can see that there's all these different kinds of variables that you can add to EMOM workouts, and you can scale them for wherever you're at, whatever your skill level is. But that's not all. It will improve your body-mind connection. So you're gonna be paying attention to how you're going through the workouts, how you're doing each exercise. You're gonna be concentrating on your form, and you're gonna be concentrating on the clock, but all these things are kind of working with you. So you have more of this mind-body connection. So you're not just grinding through reps. You are gonna be very present in the workout. You have everything that you need right there. You're not looking at your phone. You're just going through the workout. Everything's already set. So you can just worry about how you're doing the workout and what your form is and how you're going through every exercise. So very, very important. So another benefit is, I mentioned this a little bit before too, of it is a very joint friendly way of exercising where you're not pounding your body into the ground. So as long as you're going through these workouts and these EMOM workouts in a very smart way, you are going to be keeping your joints safe, and you're going to be keeping your body safe from injury, and you're not going to be wrecking your body. Now, there is a not so smart way of going through these workouts, and not just running through these workouts in more of a CrossFit type tempo where you are throwing a lot of weight around in a shorter period of time and just going from exercise to exercise and not really getting that much rest. That's not how we're going to do things here, because that's how 25-year-olds train, and we're not going to be training like that because we're not all about wrecking our body. So we're going to be going through at a very steady pace. We're going to be getting our work in 20 to 30 seconds. So we have that 30 seconds of rest built in, and then we're going to have that rest. We're going to hit our next exercise. We're going to put the work in, then we're going to have our rest. And you can see how that steady rhythm and steady pace and steady tempo are going to carry you through the workout. And then at about 20, 25 minutes, you're going to be done. You're going to be sweating. Your muscles are going to be nice and plumped up. You're going to be feeling great and feeling strong. And you can imagine how that is going to work out for you when you're consistent with these workouts over time. You're going to feel great. You're going to be in great shape. You're going to put on some muscle. You're going to burn some fat. You're going to get lean. All the things you want, all of the above. That's what these workouts can give you. One of my favorite things that I love about these workouts is that they are on autopilot. So they're very automated style workouts. As long as you have your full circuit mapped out ahead of time, and like I said, I write down the whiteboard. Once you have it written on the whiteboard and you start the clock, all you have to do, you don't have to overthink it. All you have to do is push start on that timer, look at your workouts, and go through the workouts in succession and just listen for those timer beeps, and that's it. You just set a timer and you go. You are working out, doing your workout, and that's all you have to think about is what you're doing in the present moment. You don't have to think about anything else. You don't have to think about writing anything down in a notebook. If you're at home and you're just by yourself, it's just you. So you don't have to worry about other people. What's that person doing? What's this person doing? I'm talking to this person. I have to go over here. Oh, the bench is taken. This machine's taken. I have to go over here. You're just going to be at home with your minimal equipment, push and start on the timer, going through your workout, and then you're done. So that is my favorite part of these workouts. Not to mention that they're super fun and very engaging. And my favorite way to train that I've ever done is doing these every minute on the minute workouts. These workouts also will give you some built-in progress tracking. So you'll know how you're improving, not just by, oh, I went up by this much weight in this period of time. You're going to know because you can add reps, you can add time, you can cut the rest down to shorter rest periods. You can also increase your load, so you can also increase your weight. There's all these different variables of how you can progress and how you know that you're improving in the workout. So if you're doing a 15-minute EMOM of 3 to 4 exercises and you get to a point where that now becomes easy to you because you're more conditioned and you're stronger, then hey, maybe I take that same workout, don't add any more exercises or any more reps, but I just add time to that. So now I'm working at 20 minutes of that same workout, and maybe, okay, now this is a little bit challenging. So I'm going to do that for a while until I get stronger. And then again, you can add 5 more minutes. Now I'm doing that same workout for 25 minutes. So you can see how this never gets stale, never gets old. It's always going to be fresh because there's all of these different variables that you can add to these workouts, and you can just know how you're improving by these different variables. So that's also a fun part of these workouts. Okay, so now that I told you how much I love every minute on the minute workouts, I figured out that there is a better way. So I actually upgraded this workout structure, this workout framework into my own proprietary system. So I took the core idea of EMOM and evolved it into something that I'm calling OTM-X. And this is my personal training system for men over 40. So what this system does is it combines strength rounds. So those are rounds and movements that are going to be building muscle. Then we have some performance rounds, which these are more for conditioning, more ballistic style movements. And then we have recovery rounds, which are what they say they are. They are rounds or lighter impact exercises that we can use strategically during our workouts, during our circuits, that we can use to stay fresh and we can stay rested and recovered and ready to go and ready to bounce into the rest of our exercises within our circuit. Using this system is how I stay lean and strong year round, and it is literally the backbone of my signature course, Lean and Fit Over 40, which you can find the link to that down below. You're going to train smarter, you're going to be more consistent, you're going to finally get the results you've been looking for and you've been chasing for all this time. I know you have, because I've been where you are and I've been chasing those goals as well. So that's why I created this method and I created this system. So again, if you want to check that out, the link's in the description, Lean and Fit Over 40. And hey, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want more no BS science-backed tips to build a real strong life over the age of 40.